he just got fucking pwned by Paul Craig though. I mean, it wasn't even close. He got shit on.
Right.
I have him as a potential yes though. Okay, this one this is the one I really want to pick your brain about. Mahmoud Muradov.
I have it as a no.
A no, really? Okay.
I have it almost marked down as a fade coming up.
Wow, just because of gas tank?
Gas tank and being too one-dimensional.
I think we're live.
We're now live.
What way?
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, wow.
What's
Here
up,
we
people?
go.
Wait.
Ankle Pick Pod live. First iteration of Fight Day with
It's so-
Ankle Pick Pod. We have UFC 270. Couldn't be more excited to be here with you. This is our first go of anything live in the history of Ankle Pick Pod, so bear with us. I know we're getting started a little bit late, but we're here, and we couldn't be more excited. Welcome in, boys.
Okay, yeah, we're live. We're going. I have confirmation of it. Wow. Weird day. So,
That's what your face looks like.
yeah, geez, people, we're gonna lose any listener we had. Gotta get myself together, man.
Not.
All right, UFC 270. Yeah, I'm gonna give Country Club the floor. I have no business
Two
talking.
title fights, UFC 270.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more excited to kick off 2022. The first pay-per-view event in the UFC this year. Let's start things off with some thank yous. We got Believe Podcast Network. Thanks for having our back. Jepson's Malort. Danny's already drinking something. It doesn't look like Jepson's, but that's okay. Parker been working his tail off to get this thing live for us
Yeah.
all this time. And here we are.
Parker's MVP here.
MVP.
Glad to have this
We're
live.
just happy to be rolling. How about that?
Yeah.
We are rolling. We're going to kind of try to keep this tight, 30 minutes. Get started about, 10, 12 minutes late. So, kept things up, 12:40-ish, give or take. Let's work our way through the card. We had our episode Thursday. And since then, we've actually got two changes to the card itself. Ilya Topuria and Wellington Turman. Excuse me. Not Wellington Turman.
No.
It was
Hidalgo.
Weight cut issues.
Sad day.
But the Wellington Turman fight is off with put off of the air.
And Charles Jourdain, who took the fight on short notice against Ilya Topuria. That was kind of tough, but hopefully we'll get those guys rescheduled here shortly. Don't want to spend too much time on what's not going to happen. Let's jump in, work our way up the card, and see where it goes. Spend about 2 minutes on each one of these questions, and
There's
we'll go
still
from there.
there's still 11 fights too. I'm counting it as 9 because the first 2 are like double back-to-back curtain jerk women fights, but
We're going to
Hey.
skip those for now.
All right.
First question I'm going to pose to Danny and Reese. Danny loves Matt Frivola. Brought him up for ankle lock of the week. Reese was hesitant.
yeah. Have you?
Start us off why you love Frivola. Reese, let's see if we can get
Well,
you.
before I'm even gonna come in over top to pose Danny kind of a branch off question to that too, so you can answer all of it, Dan. Lines dropped today. Matt Frivola you can get as cheap as 175 over at 5 dimes, and it's come down a little bit since we went live on not live, but since we talked on Wednesday. Are you adding more to that, and are you concerned that that's sharp action?
I'm not so much concerned there. To me, that just seems more like we got to see Valdez go on the scale. He looks fine. He looks athletic. He looks like he's got power. But like I said, the numbers are still completely out of whack. You look 2 fights later, a fight that Kobe's going to talk a lot about in the Jack Dillon and Atlanta fight. Pete Rodriguez and Genaro Valdez are, to me, very similar guys making their debut in that you just can't trust them. They haven't been tested. The level of competition in these regional promotions is just not nearly what Matt Frivola is going to bring. And there's a major line discrepancy. We're talking minus 400 versus minus 175. I love that. That's definitely going to be added to my card. I'm probably going to have, not probably, it's going to be my biggest card, my biggest unit play of the day, a 3-unit play at that minus 175 line. I think that's a gift that is just tweaking down.
Yeah.
You're still dragging your feet.
I am. I'm not touching this. I actually made my official plays on Bet Tips or Bet MMA Tips like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. Locked in everything. This one is actually officially off my card. Not on it. One thing though, Dan, that I do want to add about the action I was kind of tracking as far as bets go is you hit the mark. Big bets came in like early, like at open. because the line was Valdez minus 130, Frevola plus 110, and it almost instantly got to that 200 range for Frevola. So, like, what you're saying holds weight. Just after a guy gets stouched by McKinney in 7 seconds, I don't want to trust him. Especially the first fight on the card, too. I can't afford to start the day off in the wrong.
Yeah, to me, that's just a classic outlier.
Moving up the card a little bit. Ankle pick pod's own Tony Grafley fighting Simon Oliveira. Danny liked Grafley, Reese liked Oliveira number.
Yeah.
That all still hold true.
Yeah, so my official play for Oliveira, I was going to do 0.5 units. Actually brought it up to a whole un. And then I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit on the sub. Look, anyone who comes on here ever, number on the sub, I haven't officially placed sub yet. I've only placed the unit on Oliveira, and I got it at, I believe, plus 290 for Oliveira. Does that sound right? Maybe a little less than that. No, plus 210, plus 210. But look, anyone who ever comes on this podcast will be an ankle picker for life. You can't, but. I gotta go with what I see and what I think. I hope he wins. It'd be amazing for Tony to get the W here. But Oliveira just brings a really tough matchup for him. Like, really tough. Just stylistically and what he's trying to bring to the table, even working off his back, like Dan mentioned Wednesday, I think is the wrong fight for Grabbley.
Yeah, and I'm a little concerned about it. Tony Grabbley will not be seeing my card. I'm actually almost weighing with hopping over on Reese's side because, like you're saying, it is a bad matchup, and I think kind of Tony's best strategy here is going to be to not even go to the ground, just strike with Simon and see if he can kind of play that game.
And what I saw, at least from tapings, that I actually give the striking edge, at least from Chris. I mean, Tony's foundation is wrestling. No one will deny that, and he's building upon that with striking. Oliveira's is BJJ, building upon that with striking. I just get this feeling that Oliveira's striking is a little bit crisper. I know he gives up an inch or two in reach, but it's more the tightness of the striking that I saw on film that officially pushed me over to playing a little bit on him.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm going to weigh that one with a couple of others, and we'll decide at the end of this broadcast.
One other thing I want to add, just that I mentioned quickly Wednesday, I'm going to mention quickly here again. In the fight before Grabbley, his most recent one, he got caught in a really deep guillotine, and he ended up slipping out of it. But if Oliveira has him in the same grip, the fight's over. I mean, he's out. So it's something that I was monitoring throughout the week. I added a little bit extra tape there, and I'm comfortable, especially at that plus 200. Yeah.
So on Thursday, Reese warned the world about putting Jack Della Maddalena in every parlay. I haven't listened. I've put him in every parlay.
Yep.
I've got him with the Titans. I've got him with Biggie, who we'll get to later. And yeah, so are you still as concerned with Jack Della Maddalena in every parlay?
Yeah, 100%. So like Oliveira was a full unit play. Pete Rodriguez for me, actually I'm looking right now is also a full unit play. So it was 0.5 units, and then it got all the way up. His line got all the way up to like 300. It just kept going up through the week. So I added a little bit extra at the plus 290. So I'm happy with it, and I think that, like I told Danny, best bet is that first round. If it goes out of that first round, my bet's somewhat in trouble. But look, the moral of the story is this: Maddalena's there to be hit. This guy throws bricks for hands.
Fishtailing off of that, any love for the under 1.5 sitting at minus 130?
Yeah, I mean that could be a play for me. The only issue is Maddalena is made of brick. I mean, look at the man's nose, for example. You can tell that he'll eat the damage and keep going. So I don't know.
Best course of action getting done round one.
Yeah.
Can bang too.
Yeah, maybe under 2.5 if the line's like not in the minus 3,000s. You know what I mean?
It's 300.
300. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, a little high.
In Della Maddalena's Contender Series fight, he fought Lusa, who I believe was a training partner with Usman, right? Also another guy who threw so hard. I don't know, my biggest takeaway was how tough
chat and it
paying
says
price for it, so we'll see.
it's turned off for content made for kids.
Last fight before we get to the main card, Tony Barcelos. We both, or Danny and Reese both mentioned on Thursday, they're kind of got their eyebrow raised with the Barcelos by decision plus 155. Is that still something that y'all have circled?
I'm going to give Dan the floor first because I made a last-second change.
I don't love the prop here. I think Coyote's going to run through him. Victor Henry's a guy that I know I'm really low on these guys making their debuts just because there's just not a lot of tape and they haven't seen it. But even on the scale yesterday, Victor Henry looked like he was just kind of happy to be there. And I think Coyote's going to be able to roll through him. I'm seeing this more as a parlay piece than playing a prop.
See, for me, this is the switch I made. I'm on Victor Henry this morning. Yeah, and again, same thing. It comes down to something that this whole card has in spades, and I just think the line is off. And my whole card is underdogs, and I hate doing it. It's scary to do, but like all these lines are just getting it out of this stratosphere. On 5 dimes right now, Dan, Victor Henry is plus 425. 425. It opened at 285. At 425 on the chance at Barcelos gas, he looked very slow his last time out. Very slow. On the chance that he gets caught by a guy who belongs in the UFC. I know he's just as old, 34, 35. I know it's taken a while, but it's not like he's going to be a fish out of water here. I think 425 is just too steep of a line. 200, I'm off it. I'm being full disclosure. Plus 200, I'm off it. 425, the odds are in my favor. I threw a little bit on it. I got 0.5 units.
I don't hate it. I just don't think that's going to be a worthwhile ticket.
All right, moving on to the main card, and I'm actually going to reverse the order on us now. Too excited to get to these title fights, so let's just start there. Which title fight are you guys more excited for, Danny and Reese? I don't care who goes first.
Mine's gone, for sure. Just because I think that this is the passing of the torch of a guy. I mean, when you're talking about the who's who of MMA, the list of names very shortly after is Ngannou. He's up there. I mean, if you walk down the street and you go, oh, do you watch the UFC? Ngannou comes up. You know what I mean? All the public's going to be on Ngannou. And to me, I think this is going to be the ceremonial passing of the torch for this baddest man on planet. Other thing I added, and I'm curious, the reason I want to mention this quick before Dan takes over, is I did end up placing Gane today. I know it still has a minus in his name, which I was waiting closer to fight, but I sprinkled just a little, got a unit in on Gane. Look, heavyweight bangers, I'm not going to go too much on it. But I feel comfortable placing just a little bit that Gane's going to be able to be mobile enough. Fuck, he could take it to the ground if he wants to. Dan was talking about he could Imanari roll if he felt like it. Whatever works.
No, I like it. What's the number you ended up getting?
So the official number was minus 137.
That's great, yeah. It's hovering right around 140.
Yeah.
I do expect it to get even a little bit less and closer to even as kind of public keeps on steaming and flooding in on Francis. Is exactly what you said during the episode, Reese, where it's going to come down and it started just this morning right away.
Right.
But yeah, I'm comfortable with that minus 135, minus 140 range even though you're still kind of betting against that big eraser. It's just the nature of the bet.
All right, so we both touched on the heavyweight bout there, and so I guess I might know the answer to this question, but which title fight do you think you have a better read on? And does that change?
That one's tough. Dan, take that first.
I don't know about a better read, but I'm much more confident that Figgy is the best play of the four. It's the only smart play of really the four in terms of just efficiency of line movements and trying to explain from fight to fight why each line is moving. This has been a weird movement from 2 to 3, and I think that you're getting a ton of value on Figgy, a guy who the line makers. I mean, fight 1, it's like bet 3 times your money to win 1x. Fight 2, it's 2.5 times your money. I'll take the value over Figgy there. That's the side that I like the most. But it really all comes down to what he's been working on with Cejudo, and I trust that camp. Cejudo is a guy who knows how to win as much as he's a crazy motherfucker and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eric Abarci and him, they know how to win.
Yeah, and Dan said it perfectly. Figgy, this line should be a lot closer to 110 each way, in my opinion. But Dan, where would the Gone line need to get where it also becomes a similar to the Figgy bet, where it's just value on the newcomer? Not even newcomer, but challenger, I guess.
So where do you have Cyril as the challenger?
Yeah. I guess I have Cyril as a challenger. Well, you're just saying out of all the bets, out of the four, you said Figgy is the best, or the only one really that's safe or smart. Where would the
one that made sense to me based on numbers and not.
So where would the Gone line need to get to where that falls in the same category?
That's a really good question. I didn't have kind of any number in my head prepared, but I think on the other end, I'm not touching it if it gets any. The 150 is kind of the cap of where I'm touching.
Yeah.
I think if it gets 155 or it starts steaming anymore, I'm laying off for sure.
See, I think if the Gone line hits a plus again, I think it's a go. Because at that point,
At that point, it might be like a max play. I mean, it's hard to max play.
Yeah, heavyweight, yeah.
I don't know anyone's got breaks doing that.
Yeah.
But plus in front of that, I mean, we spent a lot of time trying to break down the styles and techniques and skills of fighters, and I'd just be hard pressed to bet against the fighter who I know is more skilled in absolutely every area.
The other thing too, really quickly, the other thing too, we mentioned that this is by far the cheapest price we're ever going to get on Gone, and for the history of his career. So getting a plus on that, you can tell people fucking 5 years from now, oh yeah, I bet that guy a plus 105, plus 120.
Other than the number itself, does this heavyweight bout just come down to does Cyril Gane get caught? Because I think we all agree, if it goes 2-3 rounds and there's a decision, it's Gane for sure, right?
Yeah.
Does it just come down to whether Gane gets caught, or I'm sorry?
Or Gane, yeah. I think that's always what it comes down to with Francis, because like Dan said on Wednesday or Thursday, if you break down every single individual facet of their game, Gane is more technical and superior in every single facet except power, if you count that. I mean, striking goes to Gane, but that power facet. So I would say if unless Ngannou connects, which is not a hard thing to say. I mean, he absolutely could. Unless Ngannou connects, it's Gane's fight to lose.
My read is more so not that if Francis lands one and the lights go out, that's his only shot. To me, it really comes down to Cyril's jab. I think if Cyril can effectively, use that jab and the teep and the push kick.
Yeah, I was gonna say kicks.
Distance. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not so much about him getting caught as it's about him getting hurt and hurt constantly. I think if he can work that jab and frustrate Francis as he tries to enter that power, it's his fight to lose. And if he allows Francis to gain inside access and hurt him a couple times, he doesn't even have to put the lights out or even drop him. It could just really change how Cyril fights this fight and the entries that he takes. I'm not going to sit here and say that Francis' only shot is just turning out the light, but it is a likely possibility, and it's something that you have to think about when you're.
See, that's interesting because I do kind of think it's his only path, especially because look, if the game plan is Ngannou's trying to close the distance and Gane's trying to stay mobile and stay active, who gasses first? It's got to be Francis, right? I mean, you'd think so. And so it's like, I don't know. I think it's really going to be coming down to getting the right step in, because especially with, like you said, those push kicks, Gane can work the calf kicks hard. I mean, those are the type of things that take away mobility, make it harder to get inside close. Like, I don't know. I think unless Gane comes out with just the all-time woke game plan, it's his fight to lose. Barring a connection.
3 more fights on the main card. We'll spend a minute or 2 on these each. You guys both like Trevin Giles on Thursday. Are either of you going to hold your breath, plug your nose, and put that on your card?
Me. It's already there. I got a unit on him. The only newcomer I'm fading, and he's the one who's 12-0. But yeah, I think Giles has the ability to get this done. I think this is not even the hardest matchup he's had yet. So.
I don't think this one's going to be my final card. Yeah,
I posted something on Instagram and I restored it on the account.
All right.
Okay.
So what does that even mean?
Fialo.
It's on your
Saw
Instagram.
them weigh in.
It's not going
Fialo was
live on
pretty
Instagram
big,
right
but
No, I tagged it though.
Oh.
was there anything there? Any plays from here?
On what?
Pereira, Fialo.
Oh yeah. If there is a play, I have. Wait, Dan, go first.
I still love the under there. I think these guys are going to come out aggressive. I think these guys are going to come out banging, especially Andre. I think someone's going to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I.
2.5 plus 130 under 2.5 minus 137.
I'm laying off the
2.5
props.
is a tasty number.
2.5 for Dan. See, I'm laying off the prop aspect. I agree, 2.5 is a tasty number, but I think Andre Fajilio is the play. You can get him plus 245 on 5 dimes right now, and I just feel. I mean, look, he's a Portuguese fighter coming in, got a country on his back, and Pereira we know is prone to being a goof. I think that taking the value here on Fajilio is the play, and I like Pereira. Pereira's an awesome guy to watch, a blast, but Fajilio's going to look to finish this fight. I think he can do it.
And I think he can strike with Pereira enough to where Pereira doesn't really get comfortable enough to style. Like, this
That's
guy's
possible.
gonna be hitting just as hard and returning just as quick. And one thing that I noticed from the ceremonial weigh-ins and that face-off is Fialo's not that much smaller than him. It's been a while since we've seen Michel Pereira in a fight that he's not a complete weight pull. I can come around to a play on Fialo.
There, and I'm there. So quickly before we move on, Fialo for me, Dan, I did half a unit at the plus whatever the fuck it's at. It's huge, 245.
245.
Yeah.
Saeed Nurmagomedov was not late to weigh in, but back half the way, at least about half the way through. Cody Stamion came in early, looked good. Anything changed there for you guys read from Thursday?
Go to Dan.
Nothing for me.
Nothing.
I still think that Saeed's going to be able to style on the feet, that Cody's not a good enough grappler to really give him too much problem.
Yo, clip that chat. Not a good enough grappler. Clip that. I want that to come back at Danny's face. I think the grappling is going to be, at least the pressure for Cody is going to be fine. I don't think it's going to be an issue to get this to the mat or use his wrestling to keep it up against the cage and the clinch work.
I see Saeed stuffing takedowns and maybe landing a spinning back heel to the body and
I definitely see, but Dan, ready? Spin kick. What's your first reaction? My reaction is as he's jumping and turns his back, Cody shoots. Easy back take right there. Get him to the mat. Little.
I was more talking after the takedowns have been stuffed when Stamon's kind of tired and a little bit downtrodden.
So are you playing Saeed?
I want to.
Okay.
I don't love that number, but I do want to. I'm pretty adamant that I don't think Cody's a good enough fighter to really give him a ton of trouble.
Clip that, chat.
It's grappling that is what's doing it for me.
We need all these clipped. I want to DM them to Cody. Be like, yo, look. The host of Ankle Pick Pod thinks you're trash.
I'll eat my words for sure.
No, and one thing though is I'm not playing Cody. But if I was, I'm not playing this fight at all. But if I was gonna make a play, it would be Cody.
All right, now we're talking finalized cards. I know Reese has mentioned a couple. Let's just go real quick.
Yeah.
Look at your guys' card. Do we want to go top to bottom and see what you guys are playing on each fight, or do you want to just go through your cards and have a
Just go through the cards so we don't waste time on fights. Neither of us have plays.
So Hansen versus Joshua Vicious, early prelim starting at 6 p.m. Central.
Nothing for me.
I have Curtain Jerker play, Fade OnlyFans,
What?
Vicious, 1x plus 190, lock it in.
Wow. Okay, I passed on this one. Dan's feeling filthy on the early card.
It's rock and roll.
Other early prelim, Vanessa Demopoulos and Silvana Gomez Juarez.
Pass.
Yeah, nothing.
Frivola and Valdez. Dan.
3 units, minus 175. Matt, the scheme Rolla Frivola.
50 units. Valdez. No, I'm passing on this one just because Dan's too sharp for me to fade him. But I'm just the insult is the pass. I'm passing completely. I'm not.
No, I'm not saying that Frivola's unbeatable. The numbers on whack.
And I respect that. This game really is just numbers. I'm at a pass state right now.
Bradley Oliveira.
I have a full unit on Oliveira, and I am gonna get that sub play in right when this ends. And I'll tell you the line while we're here. Oliveira by sub is gonna be plus 500-ish. 550 some places, 450 some places, but you can get it like around 550, 500.
I'm gonna sprinkle that sub, but I'm just sprinkle less than half a unit.
Yeah, me too. Less than that.
All right. I'm on Jack Della Maddalena to win straight up versus Pete Rodriguez. I know Reese, you're on Pete.
I am on Pete. Full uner too. I mean, we don't play games here. Full uni.
Dan?
Nothing there.
Ione Barcelos, Victor Henry.
Half uni Henry. Let's get it. Look it. I don't care what anyone says about any of these. 425 is a tasty treat there, and I will indulge.
Dan parlay piece on Barcelos or anything?
Yeah, I'm cracking up a parlay right now. I'll say it at the end.
Ooh.
Trevin Giles, Michael Morales. It sounds like Reese is on Trevin, Danny's not.
Yeah, I have a full unit on Trevin too, believe it or not.
Saeed Nurmagomedov, Cody Stamen, Danny. Sounds like he's trying to play Saeed.
Saeed will be in this aforementioned parlay, but I'm not gonna play him straight.
I got nothing doing there. No interest.
Tejeda Fiallo.
I got officially half a unit on Fiallo. I don't think I'm going to go any more than that, but half a unit on Fiallo. The dogs are barking today, Kobe. I don't know if you're writing these
I
down.
can tell.
Every single play has been a dog so far. Let's go.
I've got 2 units on the under 2.5 there, and also half a unit Fiallo.
Wait, you have 2 units on the under 2.5?
Yep.
Okay, so the under 2.5 might see my card. I might tail Dan there into the forest.
I kind of like that too.
Yeah. What was the official line on that?
Minus 137.
Yeah, that's a great line.
All right, title fights. Brandon Moreno, Devin Figueiredo.
I have 2 units on Figgy. The line's too juicy. You can get plus 170 at 5 dimes right now. That's ridiculous.
I've got 2 units on Figgy. I've got 2 more units on Fight Does Not Go the Distance. Minus 130.
Interesting. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so Dan's kind of feeling those totals a little bit today.
Oh yeah.
All right, heavyweight title fight. Branson Ngannou, Cyril Gane.
So I have a 1 unit right now on Gane minus 137. If Gane gets closer to that even mark, another unit will come. It also will depend. If I'm getting absolutely dick slapped on the whole card, I'm gonna put more on, a little chase bet there. But 1 unit.
Yeah, I'm not on Gane yet. I'm going to be on the side of Gane. Probably end up biting that minus 140 number. I kind of like it. It's just the only side that I feel comfortable playing. Just going to be for probably 1.5 units.
Okay.
All right, last thing we got to do. The ankle lock of the week. I know it's been tough this week. One of the guys that we were kind of circling is no longer on the card, and that'd be Rodolfo Vieira.
Or Ilya Tupur. I mean, those guys won't lose. So I'm just at this. Look, if you look at my entire card, everything is a straight dog play across the board. So I, being the humble man I am giving Dan the entire floor to make the play because, I mean, I know Frivola's in his eyes. I will give my stamp of approval on Dank Wagers. And that's all I have to say about that.
Dan, why don't you add some context here, too? Because our ankle locks that we're doing this year are also part of this game we're playing. We're trying
Right.
to accumulate units. So that's a little bit of context is probably necessary here.
So the one thing that I'm thinking, Reese, is it might be a good week to do a dog lock.
A little Figgy action.
Yeah, maybe some Figgy action.
I can get behind that.
It's hard because Brandon Moreno has been a guy who, I mean, at least in the last fight, didn't have any identifiable holes, but this, I mean, if we're trying to win this competition, and we like a lot of the dogs this week, Frivola at minus 175 isn't going to do a ton for making up that hole that we got in from
Yeah. I could get behind Figgy. That 170, if we can lock that in, is just too good to be true.
I think we can.
There we go. So we found that. Also, I crafted up a parlay a while ago. and I want to read it all because I put $5 on it, and I want Dan's opinion. So 2 fights have gotten scratched on it, so now it's only a 7-teamer. It is $5 to win 33 grand before the 2 fights, so it's gonna be a lot less now. We got Cyril Gane, Figgy, Adolfo Vieira scratched, Andre Fajilio, Trevin Giles, Pete Rodriguez to win in round 1, Victor Henry, Simon Oliveira by submission, Ilya Topuria minus 590. He is also off. But tell me that doesn't seem like, oh, that could happen.
I mean, that'd be one hell of a day at the office.
We've had this day at the office before.
Have we?
For me, remember that one time I hit that like 11K parlay?
You needed a shaky decision for that to happen, though.
Hey,
You got it.
you got to be in it to win it.
I'm not scoffing at what has happened in the past.
No, you got to be in it to win it. But here's what I'm saying. From what we're talking about, it's like Figgy's a lock, Gone, and then just a bunch of dogs that are barking. That's all.
All right. I think that wraps it up for us. First ankle.
Wait, Dan, you got your parlay on lock?
I don't like the parlay.
All right.
I'm an accident.
Look it. There you go.
All right. We close things up. 270 coming up in what? 5 hours? 5 hours till fights begin.
Man, too
Until
long.
then, we got some football.
And I've got pre-fight jitters. It's a fucking
Yeah.
fight. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Baddest man to play at Crown tonight.
Yeah. No, for
Unify
sure.
the belts. Let's fucking do it.
And Dan's party started, and I'm envious of that. I got to start getting some drinks in the system.
Yeah, I was told we would all be putting back here. But now I seem like the only alcoholic.
I got this, yo.
Cheers to that.
All right. Hola!